My guest today is Dr. Greg Chapman, who's the author of the book, The 5 Pillars of Guaranteed Business Success. Not only is Greg an author, he is a professional speaker and the CEO of the Australian Business Coaching Club. Greg's also the editor of the Australian Small Business blog and the publisher of the Small Business Achiever Business Owner Brief. He is the leading advisor on small business throughout Victoria and Australia. First of all, Greg, great to see you.
Good morning, Mike.
So what are the steps in the evolution of a business?
Businesses begin in a startup or infancy phase. At this stage, their survival is probably uppermost in their owner's mind. And the biggest focus of that stage is where they're going to find their customers. At this stage, they're not too fussy about who their customers are. In fact, anyone could be their customer. Anyone with money? In fact, even if they don't have money, they could be their customer. They're not that fussy. The biggest issue at this stage is to looking for low-cost, simple to implement marketing strategies which will find them more business. The next stage is adolescence, and this is a very exciting time for business owners because both growth could be exponential. However, it is volatile, so it'd be great one month and maybe not much the next. The business owners aren't in control at this stage. They don't know for sure where that next customer is going to come from. So what they're looking for is a marketing system which will give them predictable and regular flow of business. The next stage in a business's life is growing pains. At this point, businesses can be a victim of their own success. They've got lots of customers, but their owners are very busy, potentially working long hours, and the demands on growth are showing. They get to the point where it's difficult for them to handle more customers. They're working all hours of the night and day, and the cracks are starting to show, and as well as the stresses and strains in the business. And what business owners are seeking there are business systems which allow them to leverage their time and give them more time to work on their business. The next phase is a business maturity. At this point, growth has slowed right down, and business owners tend to be in their comfort zone. They're doing okay. In fact, growth may continue for a little while just from the sheer momentum of the initial phases, but it has plateaued. And there's a temptation from business owners to take their foot off the accelerator. But the trouble is in business, the only time you're coasting is when you're going downhill. So business owners have to reinvent and reinvest in their business time after time just to even stay at plateau. So what looks like a plateau may well be the start of a long decline. And after that is decay. And that's not a place we really want to go to or even want to talk about. But for most owners who survive that initial phase in the business cycle, the biggest issue for them is not whether they're going to survive, but how they can stop from being small.
Okay, then why do businesses remain small?
There are 5 key reasons I've identified for businesses that remain small. The first is a lack of a vision. Without a vision, you can't have strategy which provides you the focus to decide which opportunities you take and which ones you best leave alone. So business owners at this stage without a good, clear vision spend a lot of time playing with opportunities out there, and there are hundreds there, and wasting time and money on things that won't help their business. The next step is being passionate about their business. If they don't have the right vision, they're not going to be passionate about their business. And if the owner's not passionate about their business, how can their customers be passionate about it? How can their staff be passionate about it? And how can suppliers be passionate about it? And without that passion, you won't have the commitment to continue to do the things you need to do to be successful in your business. The third reason why businesses aren't successful is there's no plan. Now, it's not enough to have a vision, but a vision without a plan is really like a dream, and we all know how often they come true. The fourth reason why businesses stay small is the owners don't value their time. They're sweating the small stuff. They spend dollar time on penny jobs. They think they're saving money by doing things themselves rather than bringing other people with different skills or lesser skills even to do the things that they don't need to do. And if you don't value your time, you are very much limited in how big your business will grow. And the final thing that business owners don't do is get the knowledge, the business know-how to be successful. Now you might think this is obvious, but business owners don't do it if they don't value their time. Consider this. what would be the value to you if you were able to take your 5-year goals and achieve them in 2 years? What would be the value for that for you? When you value your time, you will invest in education. It could be low cost in a book, or it could be low cost course, or you might want to go faster and hire a coach. All are opportunities. And each of these opportunities, whichever suits you, becomes a shortcut to your success.
What are the 5 pillars of business success?
Well, the first pillar is planning, and we've discussed that already. The second pillar is marketing, and this is about things like who are your best buyers and why they should buy from you. The third pillar is business systems, and business systems ultimately will give you a business that will run without you. The fifth pillar is motivation. That is working with your team to align their personal goals with your business goals. And the fifth pillar is you. It's having the discipline of doing all the things we've talked about and doing it time and time again to achieve the results that you require.
When you get the book, you just don't get the book, do you? You get a lot more.
With the book comes free business tools, such as a business planning template and also a number of marketing tools. And these tools are valued at $100, but they come free with the book.
Okay, I have a couple of reviews of your book. I'd like to read them out if you don't mind. One is from Tony Stephen, the CEO of Cosboa. That's a peak small business organisation in the country. And he says, the 5 pillars of business success, planning, marketing, systems, motivation and discipline are expertly covered in this book. Learn what successful business owners already know when you follow Dr. Greg Chapman's advice. Now, this book is the prescription that takes away the pain of growing your business.
Yes, Tony so liked the book he even offered to write the foreword for the book.
Fantastic. And the second review is from a reader, Graham Parsons of Teams for Tasks, and he says, I think it is very good. It feels more realistic and relevant to Australian small business than the Gerber stuff. Now the question is, are you the Australian Michael Gerber?
Well, certainly I'm very much a big believer in the things that Michael Gerber talks about. But I think my approach, I try to be pragmatic and practical. And what the 5 pillars of guaranteed business success is about is a step-by-step plan of how you can achieve the results you want in businesses. All very concise and spelled out a step at a time.
How can people find out more about Dr. Greg Chapman and the 5 pillars of guaranteed business success?
Well, they can find out about me at www.gregchapman.biz, and they can find out about the book at www.5pillarsbusinesssuccess.com.
Dr. Greg Chapman, great to see you.
Thank you, Mike.